Alright, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Vancouver Canucks and their apparent cap issues. Obviously, with the recent signing of a guy like Tyler Myers, the recent trade for JT Miller, there's a lot of fans that are pretty concerned with the Vancouver Canucks cap situation and whether or not we're going to be able to afford our guys like Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, Brock Besser, Thatcher Demko. Because obviously we have a lot of contracts now and there's some worries, some concern that we're not going to be able to afford all our superstars. However, I will say one thing. $35,491,666. That is how much is going to be coming off the books in the 22-23 season. Even though it seems like we're starting to collect a lot of big contracts, guys, keep in mind, a lot of these contracts are coming off the books right at the right time. Alex Edler and Louis Eriksson are both going to be coming off at $6 million apiece, so right there, it's $12 million. Brandon Sutter's $4.375 million contract is going to be coming up. Beagle, Roussel both have a $3 million contract. It's going to be coming up at the same time. And we have some other guys like Pearson, $3.75 million. Luongo and Ryan Spooner's contract of $4 million total is going to be coming off the books. And we have some other guys like Sven Baertschi who have a decent cap hit at $3.36 million that will be coming up right at the right time. So specifically this year, we're seeing a lot of teams like the Vegas Golden Knights, the Toronto Maple Leafs, even the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though they backpedaled their way out of it, in a lot of cap issues. And this isn't because, they have issues signing their main guys. It's because, well, first, they planned for a higher salary cap when it just didn't come, and that was just not very smart to assume that it was going to go up to $84 million. I know Gary Bettman did say it was probably going to go up to the $84 million mark, which obviously did cause a lot of issues. I think a lot of the Vancouver Canucks fans are just seeing all these teams like obviously the Vegas Golden Knights who are trading out their depth guys like Miller and Haula, and they're really pressing the panic button because they have too much cap, too many good players, and not enough money to go around. And when the Vancouver Canucks signed a guy like Tyler Myers to a $6 million 5-year contract, of course it makes a lot of Canucks fans go, what are we doing? We don't want to have any issues like Toronto when it comes to signing our guys like PD and Hughes. However, what I will say, guys, is $35,491,666. That is the amount of money we're going to have in the 22-23 season. And that doesn't take into account our guys like Chris Tanev and Troy Stecher, who have a combination of around $6.75 million just there. So if you add that to the total, we're above $42 million by the 22-23 season. The thing with the Tyler Myers contract too, guys, is Tyler Myers is 29 years old. By the time he's done his contract, he's 34, which in my opinion is probably the most ideal term for a defenseman. Right around the 34 mark is where you see a lot of decline, so hopefully Tyler Myers can keep it up until then. Another thing, guys, is we have Alex Edler signed for another 2 years at $6 million, so when Pettersson and obviously Hughes need to be signed, Edler is off the books and basically Tyler Myers takes that role of the $6 million cap hit. I would say the bigger issue isn't necessarily the Pettersson or Hughes, it's actually the Jacob Markstrom contract. That's going to be a very interesting one. Jacob Markstrom has been a part of the Vancouver Canucks for a long time now. But only just last year did he prove he's an actual starting goaltender. He's currently signed at $3.666667 million. And we can expect at least a $5-6 million contract, which may conflict when Thatcher Demko needs to be renewed in the 21-22 season. And I think from the Vancouver Canucks perspective, we do not want Thatcher Demko to sign a bridge contract. We want him to be locked down for at least 6-7 years. And so in terms of salary cap issues, that may be the only complication of we have to pay Markstrom the year before we need to re-sign, obviously, Thatcher Demko. And the only big issue I see is depth here. And obviously we have guys like Sven Baertschi and Tanner Pearson who are like the main guys of concern. Sven Baertschi, first of all, is injured most of the time anyways. Tanner Pearson, he's obviously new to our team. We don't really know what he brings. Perhaps he has a 20-30 goal season next year. Maybe he deserves a pay raise. I don't know. But those are the guys that are going to be cut out of our team. It's not going to be a Pettersson. It's not going to be Hughes. It's not going to be a Besser. It is not going to be any of our main roster. But the thing is, with a Tanner Pearson and a Sven Baertschi, is we have a lot of young guys in our system. A Cole Lynn, Jonah Gadjevich, now Vasily Podkolzin, who can replace these guys and do just as good of a job. The Vancouver Canucks still have a very good prospect pipeline, obviously, with Podkolzin. Now even Niels Hoglander, and of course some of the guys I just mentioned. And the two big question mark contracts that Benning signed last summer, Antoine Roussel and Jay Beagle, they will both be coming off the books at the right time too. So will money be tight when it comes to signing, obviously, Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes? Yes, the money will be tight, and it's definitely a good thing to keep in mind when obviously making all these transactions, but we are in no means in any type of panic mode. We will get all our guys signed and it will not be an issue. I've also heard a lot of people mention how, why didn't we just trade for another top 4 defenseman? Why did we have to go out of our way and sign Tyler Myers to a 6x5 contract? Well guys, to be honest, if we had to trade for a guy like Tyler Myers, and I know Colin Miller just got traded away for, not a lot, but that was a very weird specific case. But if we had to trade for a guy like Tyler Myers, a good top 4 defenseman who not only has offensive upside but brings a physical game, we would have had to give up maybe a first round draft pick, prospects like Jet Wu, guys we don't want to give up in order to get a guy we can sign like Tyler Myers in free agency where we don't have to give up anything besides cap space. We have approximately $8.7 million to sign Brock Besser. Of course, Sebastian Aho just signed the offer sheet of $8.454 million, which kind of does set the RFA market in our favor because there's a lot of teams that perhaps thought Sebastian Aho could have been signed for $10 million, and we would not have been surprised. So the fact that he's getting signed at $8.454 million really helps a lot of teams when negotiating with their RFA agents. The other thing is Sebastian Aho is also a centerman. Brock Besser is a winger, therefore, centermen receive way more of a premium than wingers. So if we're able to get Brock Besser between the $7 and $8 million mark, hopefully for at least 6 or 7 years, I would be very happy. If he does sign a 5-year contract, I wouldn't be too worried. It really does seem like that's where the game is heading. But even with signing Jordy Ben and obviously Tyler Myers, we still do have the cap space to sign our boy Brock Besser. The Vancouver Canucks really did flick a switch, and between obviously the draft and now, we already have so many more pieces to really help our depth and really push for a wild card contending spot, guys. So don't be surprised if we're in the playoffs next year. I still think we're missing a couple pieces. We're still missing some growth to be an actual Stanley Cup competing team. But the Vancouver Canucks, and mark my words guys, are on the verge of being a Stanley Cup contending team. But anyways guys, let me know what you think down below. Maybe tell me what Pettersson or Hughes will be demanding in terms of contracts. I don't know. Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.